Have you been able to come up with an estimated average IQ for Greeks, Athenians of the 5th century BC?
The answer to that is no.
And did you have any kind of ballpark estimate?
Well, Galton said that the Athenians were, I think he said they were a grade above the Victorian average. And a grade, I think, was a standard deviation. So based on his estimation, assuming the Victorians had an IQ of, say, 110, that would give them an IQ of 125 by modern 100 mean 15 SD standards. We're assuming G has declined. G was 110 in the Victorian era. G is 100 today. And the difference would be scaled relative to the pre-dysgenic losses, essentially.
Right, and when we say the Athenians, he's talking about 400 BC. Socrates around that time, is he?
That's right, yes.
So, presumably, from what we were discussing last week or the week before, it would have been even higher among the Mycenaeans.
I don't know about that. We don't have any data. All we have in our data set of ancient genomes is Minoan and Mycenaean genomes. We don't have any Athenians. We'd like to have Athenians, and we'd like to have these Hellenic and classical era Greeks, because they may have been even smarter than the Mycenaeans. But all we know is that the Mycenaeans were the smartest of the bunch. They outranked the Minoans, the Neolithic Greek civilizations that preceded the Minoan settlement, and the modern Greeks, of which we have a small number, 4 genomes, but they're more or less representative of Greece.
Okay, so that's amazing that it was as high as that. That's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
That's based on Galton's estimate, yes.
Yeah, and his SDs are the same as our SDs.
There's a little bit of impressionism. One, I think Anatoly Kalin stated that a grade might have been closer to 10.5 IQ points than a whole standard deviation. That is 15 points of IQ. So maybe 120 or 121 versus the modern era.
Okay, so we're still in the realms of Ashkenazi linguistic IQ. It's pretty extraordinary. Okay, so yes, OP, you will be correct in thinking that their IQ would have been considerably higher than ours if that estimate, albeit a fair few assumptions, is correct.